second year student at McCombs School of Business with the University of Texas at Austin, and I am set to graduate in May, so I'm in my second to last semester of the program. I originally come from a liberal arts background. I have a Bachelor of the Arts. Immediately after graduating from undergrad, I pursued a career in journalism. And then halfway through my career, about 6 years in, I once again transitioned into more of a communications and media relations role for professional services, a law firm. About a few years ago, I realized that I really lacked the understanding or any of the business foundation. A lot of the business principles that are essential to communicate as someone who works in media relations. So that was one of the major reasons I returned to school. Networking is a huge part of our program, of our MBA program at McCombs. I'm part of a working professionals program, so most of us have a full-time job in addition to attending classes on alternating weekends. And the beauty of our program is all of my classmates come from very rich and diverse professional backgrounds. Many of them, we live in Houston. I'm part of the working professional program in Houston. So many of my classmates work in very technical, energy focused and healthcare focused roles within Houston. So it's really given me an opportunity to understand a lot of the skill sets in the industries that my classmates are part of. Also, we're very fortunate with McCombs that the alumni network within the MBA is, it's immense. It's more than 20,000 people. Networking is something that doesn't come naturally to me. So I've really taken the time to find the best approach, what works for me when it comes to networking. And oftentimes that means building relationships with people. I've reached out to former classmates or former students of the program who come from similar professional backgrounds as myself, so other communicators and marketers, and try to establish a connection and understand how an MBA has helped them progress through their career. I would say the ones that have left a bigger impact on my learning and my understanding have been Valuation by Professor Fracassi. It's a finance course, and Financial Statement Analysis by Professor Bottolato. And those two classes have really been eye-opening because they've helped me understand that the valuation or the overall performance of an organization is determined by so many other factors outside of a financial statement. And that's just something I would have never grasped if it wasn't for their courses. So they helped us understand to look outside of the numbers on a 10K when determining whether a company is gonna be sustainable or whether it has long-term success. So those courses were really eye-opening, and they really expanded my interest. So after taking those courses, I started really reading the Wall Street Journal business section and really trying to understand a lot of the financial decisions that are facing public companies. Another course that has been instrumental in my development as an MBA student has been Leading People in Organizations. It's kind of the landmark leadership course within our program by Professor Martins, and that course gave us a great foundation on the best practices and frameworks for an effective leader. We spent the second half of that course studying a Harvard review case about the leadership style of Paul Levy, a well-known CEO in the Boston area. And we wrapped up that course with Paul Levy actually joining our Zoom class. So that was a sweet way to end the class in the spring. So I would say Valuation, Financial Statement Analysis, and Leading People in Organizations have been the classes that have really left the largest impact in my career as an MBA student. I think my biggest challenge as an MBA student has been, just trying to balance the program with life. I'm 11 years into my career, so it's been quite some time since I graduated from undergrad. So, understanding and getting into the swing of studying again took some trial and error that first semester. I have 2 young children. I have 5-year-old twins, so life was already pretty hectic before the program. So it was a bit of a challenge trying to, balance and really become disciplined again in prioritizing my coursework. So, first semester was challenging in that regard, very much so. I'm actually fortunate that our program, since it is a working professionals program, quite a bit of us are parents. I would say maybe a third of my classmates in my own class are parents. So we're really able to kind of chat about it, what works and what doesn't work for us. And, it makes me realize that we're all kind of on the same boat together. So it's actually been a really good support network. My fellow classmates and everybody understands that we all come from different walks of life, and we're all kind of facing our own challenge as we pursue this new journey as MBA students. So, just trying to balance it all, as they say, has I think been my biggest, my greatest challenge. I would also say that coming from a non-traditional background, professional background, I mentioned I'm a former journalist, so by trade I'm a writer. Fully grasping a lot of the new finance and accounting concepts, has taken a little extra time. I really have to give it my all whenever I'm learning a new subject. So, that's taken some adjustment on my part to be able to study and fully understand concepts that, before this program, I hadn't been exposed to. So it's been a great learning opportunity. So with the program taking up so much of my time, I wish I had more time to kind of binge watch things, especially now that we're in quarantine. But my husband and I have enjoyed watching The Handmaid's Tale on Hulu. I know that show's been out for a few seasons, but we've been watching it over the last several weeks. It's quite intense, so we take it one episode at a time, but it's been a great show to watch. We also got caught up in the whole Tiger King thing when it came out back in March. I say in terms of reading, day to day, I watch the news and I read the news on a daily basis. As a former journalist, the news junkie in me lives on. So I watch the news every day. I read what's going on in my community and in the country and internationally every day. Sometimes especially in this day and age, it's a little depressing to read the news, but it's very important for me to stay informed about what's happening in my surroundings, in my neighborhoods, in our country. So I do read the news. I make it a point to read the news every single day. Most of my news sources come from Wall Street Journal, NPR, my local news channel. So I really try to stay informed. If anybody would like to reach out to me, I'm pretty active on social media, so please feel free to reach out. I'm active on LinkedIn. You can search for me, Laura Gallardo. I'm part of the UT McCombs network. Also on Instagram, my handle is Laura AG918, so please give me a follow. And also, feel free to reach out to me by email. My email address is Gallardo, so last name, period, Laura, 413@gmail.com.
Thank you for your time today, Laura. We really appreciate it.
Great. Thank you so much.